Welcome everyone to Russell Does Stuff. My name is Russell, and this week I had to work Monday until noon, and then I took Tuesday off and drove the Jeep over to Kissimmee, Florida, which is technically Orlando, and then I had to work Wednesday because I wasn't working Tuesday. And I'll have to work maybe an hour on Friday because I didn't get everything done. I put the Jeep Scrambler in the Mecum auction yesterday. It was about a 2.5, 3-hour drive over there. It was white knuckle driving some of the time, and other times it was smooth sailing. I had one person slam on their brakes in front of me going over some railroad tracks, which caused me to slam on my brakes. And the Jeep only slid maybe an inch or so on the trailer. I had it strapped down pretty good. So it was pretty uneventful. I filmed a little bit of my dropping it off at Mecum Auto Auction, and it's really nothing to write home about. It's the first time I've ever done that or experienced that, and you should all get out and try something once. You should go out and buy an expensive vehicle, roll the dice, and see if you can make some money on it. Well, the cards are stacked against me, okay? I have to get a couple people, interested in that Jeep in order to get the price of it up, I believe, from my research. So I get there, try to get the Jeep off the trailer from going up and down bumps and all that stuff. Carburetor wasn't flowing good, and it was stalling out at idle, and it was kind of frustrating. It's Murphy's Law. You spend all that time and money and effort on something, and as soon as you get it where you're going, it decides to run rough and not run at all. So they told me where to go. I had to go to gate 21. I pulled up in a tent, and there's all these computers and people running around. And then to the left of the computers, a bunch of employees are sitting, and they're waiting to jump in the vehicles after they get programmed and entered into the system, and they drive them to the spot that they're going to sit during the auction. So technically what it is a big car show. And this is a car show that you can sell cars at, which I think is neat. So there's a bunch of things going on. Food, car show, car sales, merchandise. It's a good experience. It is hot in July, so that you have to take that into consideration. So tomorrow I'm going to be there for quite a while. I'm like the 40th vehicle to run across the auction block tomorrow. Today, the auction did start, and I watched some of it, and I'm a little concerned. Am I going to get a good price? What were things going for? And some people were putting things up at no reserve, and I was just like, wow, some cars were selling for some really, really cheap prices. And, maybe that's where the market is. Did I overpay for the Jeep Scrambler or not? I don't know. I mean, if anything, it's going to cost me a couple $100 in fuel and time, $500 to showcase it there at the auction. And if it doesn't work out, I'm just going to bring it back here. You can see it's gone. The runway through the shop is empty. I built this shop to have projects going on. I wanted restorations that are hard and easy going on. I wanted something for me going on, and then I wanted to flip. So last year I bought a truck that I flipped, and it was parked right here in the runway. I didn't touch it, didn't clean it or anything, threw it up on the internet, and sold it. So I'm doing the same thing with this Jeep, except I'm going to have to pay a commission when it sells. And if it doesn't sell, I'll be out the cost of the vehicle, tax and title, insurance, my time and gas, taking it back and forth, and then the $500 fee. I'll regroup and I'll come up with a new plan, maybe bring a trailer or something. Jeeps and stuff like that sell pretty good on there. But I wanted to try the auction. So I did video some of it, like I said, when I was there. The people are very, very nice. The employees that work there are very kind. The lady that, I've never ridden on a golf cart there before, but she asked me if I wanted to ride. She said they're brand new golf carts, and let's give it a spin. I had some good conversations with people. When I pulled the Jeep up under the tent, they took the keys from me. It was pretty much, they like ripped the baby out of your hands and slapped a sticker on it. I tried to talk to the driver who was going to drive it away a little bit, and he was just like, yeah, whatever. Goodbye. He jumped in it, cranked it up, and drove it away like a roller coaster taking off. And I tried to get some video where they put it, but I couldn't see around some of the obstacles and stuff. So I don't know what's going on with it. You know, did it get rained on or not? You know, one of the doors, the zipper's broken, so the vinyl's folded over. Is it full of water or not? I don't know. Is the gas? You know, I always question the gas gauge. You know, I thought, should I put some fresh fuel in it or not? I probably should have, but I didn't. And, you know, I might bring some gas with me tomorrow, but I'm being treated just like somebody that's just showing up there to walk around and look at the cars. So I can't go to the back entrance and go in through the back with tools and gas, I don't think. I may ask somebody if it's okay, if they can give me a ride, one of the employees, to shuttle me back to my truck and back to the Jeep with some fuel. I don't know why I have anxiety about that, but I do. And it's nerve-wracking. I watched a little bit of the auction on the television today, and I was seeing how the people were displaying the vehicle as it was going across the auction block. They're opening the hood, closing the hood, opening the door, closing the door. You know, so they pretty much have this routine down pat. On Jeeps, the hood is so heavy, and you have this skinny little rod that you put in this tiny little hole that holds up this big piece of metal, and it's kind of like a bear trap. You stick your head in there, and if the metal pole moves, it'll smack you in the back of the head and wake you up a little bit. So I put a zip tie on that so that it doesn't open, so that it can't be messed with. When people come up and want to look under the hood, they're just going to have to hold it and then put it down. So, but I've been kind of quiet today. Is tomorrow doom and gloom, or will I set the world's record for the highest price for a Jeep Scrambler ever? Only time will tell. Well, as you can see, it's gone. It's past 5 o'clock. It's time for a beer. I've been asked by a couple people if I could elaborate a little bit more on how I started my business and how I kept my focus on paying off my house and my debt. I'm also looking at buying another house, and I want to talk a little bit about the strategy for doing that. Since I don't want to be full-blown in the real estate business, I want to just, dabble in it. I don't want to be a prisoner to a bunch of renters, a bunch of rental properties. I've had friends that, like I said, have 100 houses, 120 houses. Another friend that had 20 some houses, and you're just always constantly getting phone calls, something's breaking. So I never wanted to do that past 50. Okay, I have other goals and plans and stuff for my 50s and 60s and hopefully 70s and 80s. And it's not being in the real estate market heavy like that. So, all right, well, this is Russell with Russell Does Stuff, and I appreciate you stopping by and watching my video. I've got some other videos that I put out on the Scrambler, and some videos that explain a little bit of my life story and what I'm going through and what I've been up against and stuff. If you want to check those out, they might be helpful to some of you. And we'll catch you on the next one.